Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we are on day 109, Psalm 109 of our daily psalm reading. We are reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us from a different translation. As you can see, we are on Psalm 109. These videos are filmed in real time. Today's date is the 20th of February 2025, and it's a Thursday. You can find the previous 108 psalms in the playlist below. There is a disclaimer as usual, and that is one, these videos are unedited and also probably some of my wording. Let's get started. Help me, O Lord, my God, to the choir master, a psalm of David. Be not silent, O God, of my praise, for wicked and deceitful mouths are opened against me. Speaking against me with lying tongues, they encircle me with words of hate, and attack me without cause. In return for my love, they accuse me, but I give myself to prayer. For they reward me evil for good and hatred for my love. Appoint a wicked man against him. Let an accuser stand at his right hand. When he tried, let him come forth guiltily. Let his prayer be counted sin. May his days be few. May he never take his office. May his children be fatherless, and his wife a widow. May his children wander about and beg, seeking food far from the ruins they inhabit. May the creditors seize that he has. May strangers plunder the fruit of his toil. Let there be none to extend kindness to him, nor any pity to the fatherless children. May his prosperity be cut off. May his name be blotted out in second generation. May the iniquity of the fathers be remembered before the Lord, and let not the sin of his mothers be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off his memory of them from the earth. For he did not remember to show kindness, but pursued the poor and needy, and the broken-hearted, to put them to death. He loved to curse, let curse come upon him. He did not delight in blessing, may it be far from him. He clothed himself with cursing as his coat, may it soak into his body like water, like oil into his bone. May it be like a garment that he wraps around him, like a belt that he puts on every day. May this be the reward of the accuser from the Lord, of those who speak evil against my life. But you, O God, my Lord, deal on my behalf for your name's sake, because your steadfast love is good. Deliver me. For I am poor and needy, and my heart is stricken within me. I am gone like a shadow at evening. I am shaken off like a locust. My knees are weak through fasting. My body has become gaunt with no fat. I am an object of scorn and accusers. When they see me, they wag their head. Help me, O Lord, my God. Save me according to your steadfast love. Let them know that this is your hand. You, O Lord, have done it. Let them curse you. Will bless. 28. Let them curse, but you will bless. They arise and are put to shame, but your servant will be glad. May the accusers be clothed with dishonour. May they be wrapped in their own shame as in a cloak. With my mouth I will give great thanks to the Lord. I will praise him in the midst of the throng. For he stands at the right hand of the needy one, to save him from those who condemned his soul to death. So that is Psalm 109 complete. I do apologise if there was a bit of words I missed out or mispronounced. So that is the first half of the video complete. So for those who are new, I split the video into 3 sections. So the first part is me reading the psalm, or in your case, you'd be reading the psalm. And then the middle part is we talk about the psalm's time periods. And then the third part, we talk about the psalm itself, which is Psalm 109. So, with the psalms, they're written over a 1,000-year period. And so, with the psalms, I'm going to split this into 3 parts. You see why. So, as they're written over a 1,000-year period, the psalms can be very hard to date because of one, of the poetic language, and two, it's been translated from different languages into English and so forth. So it then becomes very difficult to know the exact point in time that that psalm would have then been written in. And so with the first part, there are psalms that has a time period, has an event linked, and historians and scholars do know when those psalms were written. Then you've got the second one, which is unknown, and the third one's also unknown, but you see why they're separate. So with the second one being unknown, there is an event linked to it, and historians and scholars don't know exactly when in time that psalm would have been written, but they know the event that it would have been around at that point. So they kind of get some kind of idea, roughly. And then the third point of it is unknown, and they don't have an event linked to it. And that is really hard for historians and scholars to decipher because they don't have an event, they don't have a time period. So all they know is it was written, but they don't know when it was written or why it was written. So with Psalm 109, it's unknown, and it was during King David's reign. We know that because it says to the choir master, a psalm of David. So we know that David was the one who wrote it. A prayer for deliverance from enemies and an appeal to God to punish the wicked. So basically, it's a prayer, for one, and what it's trying to say, or what it's trying to get across, is that the psalmist, being David, he's obviously got a lot of, there's a lot of wickedness going on in the world and a lot of enemies happening. And the psalm prayer is an appeal to God to punish those who were wicked and who did wrong. And by doing that, it then, like, you could see it from our modern day lives. We could say a prayer to God to ask him to punish those who are wicked to us or to others who are in our proximity. Could be to us in in our countries, obviously depending where you're watching this from, depending on what's going on in your own country. But obviously when you put the news on, you do hear a lot about loads of issues going on in the world, and to be perfectly honest, sometimes it's just easier not to have the news on, because then you don't have to worry about that. But we could be thinking, if we say a prayer to God to get God to punish them, then it will make our lives a bit more peaceful. But at the end of the day, God is the one who makes the final judgment at the end of the day. When people go to heaven, he will make that final judgment. He will decide if you did right or wrong. And even if the slightest of the slightest of things you did wrong might be enough for God to be like, okay, I saw what you did wrong. I saw how you have done wrong. But I also then seen the good that you've done. I saw that you have tried to change your ways. And I saw that you had tried to open your heart to my word by reading the scriptures. He then understands that actually, it's good. But there are going to be those that don't. And they do get punished. And they do get the final judgment. And they just probably end up in jail. In heaven. It's probably, basically hell. Well, I'm going to say hell. I don't really like deciding on heaven and hell, to be honest. because I don't know how to explain it. My interpretation of heaven and hell is far, far different. I mean, there is hell, obviously, but I think if you've done such awful, awful crimes like murdering somebody, and there was no right or, there's no way to say, oh, it's accident, then, you did it, you put it, you really just taken basically somebody's life away, and there's no good about it, then yeah, you go to heaven, you go to hell for that. But obviously God makes the final judgment, and case in point here, even though it's a prayer for deliverance from enemies and an appeal to God to punish the wicked, at the end of the day, God is the one who makes the final judgment there, and nobody else does. That's just kind of how that psalm reads. So I will now write Thursday 109, and it's the 20th of the 2nd, 25. So that is that. So tomorrow we will be doing Psalm 110. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like my content. Please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it if you could. And please turn on the notification bells so you get then notified of content like this that gets uploaded to the channel. Thank you and goodbye.